So this is the back. It's like the end of a loaf. It's like I don't eat the crust. This is the back of the bus, and so this part and the key aspects of the brief with the bus were to make a bus that uses 40% less energy than the existing main diesel buses that you see, and also to improve the reliability. So the romantic bus that people love and think of London has one door, and that means that you're waiting for all the passengers to unload before the passengers at a bus stop can then load up. So if there's a lot of people, that can take a long time. If there's a few people, it's quick, and it means that the timetable is very unreliable. So having 3 doors and 2 staircases means that you can load and unload so much faster, which means a bus is more likely to meet the schedule. And then also just thinking, well, the bus that people are romantically love about London, you can't get a wheelchair on, or the design of modern baby buggies and things like that. So it seemed that there are different needs now, 50 years later, and trying to manifest them in a bus. And in many ways, buses have degraded in experience, and the only requirement that London's Transport Authority has had for so long has been double-decker, make it red. Other than that, different operators, because they're not owned by London's Transport Authority, have been able to say, oh, I like purple with yellow spots. All the fabric's purple with yellow spots. And just all the accumulation of things that have not had a design team in place to recalibrate and just say, okay, you want a chiller, but maybe we don't just put that big lump of chiller above the stairs, blocking everyone's view, with a mysterious fiberglass lump, and so it's in a way it's been a bit like sort of national service. It's felt like our job is to just try to bring together all those European directives and best practice issues and bring them together and make it not feel that it's a collection of compromises. That's what we've tried to do. But what you're looking at here, one of the main aesthetic aspects of it is that from the outside, the bigger thing is that the bus has these 2 staircases, and the thing that the Mayor of London really wanted was an open platform again. So you could kill yourself again and jump on and off as in the old days. But the point being, you're not a prisoner in the bus. When the bus is 3 meters away from a bus stop, you're not there caught, frustrated. You can get on and off. So it seemed that as we needed a staircase at the back and at the front, the meanest bit is going up through a plastic tube to upstairs and downstairs. And it seemed, well, you could get the best view of London as you circulate. And in architecture, there have been the buildings often express the functionality on the outside of how they work internally. And it just seemed sort of, in a way, a basic thing to just allow the glass. So here, there's this staircase that sweeps around here, and the glass sweeps around the backs of spirals around the back of the object. But and at the front, the same. There's another staircase here. So as you walk up, the daylight pulls you through. But the bus itself is 3 meters longer than the existing, the old Routemaster bus that people sort of romantically like. So it's not cute. It's a big thing, and it felt that many of the buses that we were so used to are boxes. You can literally see someone designed the end and the front, side and the side, and put a lid on it, and they're just a box. But to be even bigger than the existing buses on the street at the moment, the modern buses are a metre bigger and 3 metres bigger than the old bus. The reason for rounding it was to try to reduce the perceived brickiness. And the effect of rounding it is that it's maybe reminiscent of the original Routemaster buses. But the intention wasn't that, and the brief was never to remake something from the past. But we've not tried to reinvent ideas that don't need reinventing if there are things in the past that are useful. And one of the most basic was things like the bus seats. At the moment you get into a bus, your eye is bombarded with all these plastic bucket seats, and each one has a handle on the top of the seat and a crevice that a crisp packet can get caught in, and your eye is sort of the hecticness. But we've reintroduced the bench seat, which is just one hand pole across the top. I mean, the old buses had that. This isn't a kind of change the world, but just to re-clarify, and so that your eye is calm when you're in that environment, and using darker colours, the lower part, lighter colours at the top. We had this other funny thing, you had to make the bus look good dirty, because the bus is only cleaned once a day, because it only goes back to the depot in the evening. And so if it's a slushy winter day and 70 school kids get on slushing, the floor has to look, is going to get dried, sloshing, salty slush. And the seats might have a bit of kebab or whatever. So developing distortion patterns. And this is an early prototype, so it's evolved since this. But we realised that so often the textile patterns are repeated, just have a pattern that goes like this across. But the loom that's the machine that's making this can make a repeat as big as the body, rather than a repeat that just. So we just designed a repeat that was the size of the body, and it's the pattern, the distortion pattern, is the same shape as your body, if that like contours. So little things, just trying to make everything relate back to what it did as much as possible.